What I wanted to do is I only saw one video on YouTube with the Ice Revue pinball machine, and I thought it would be kind of neat to kind of go through the Ice Revue pinball machine. This is a 1965 Gottlieb, made in December of '65, and this was a gift given to me by my wife for my birthday because I was born in 1965. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be great to have a video or a pinball machine that was made in that year? So my wife agreed to it, and I picked up this machine at a pawn shop, and it had been owned by this guy, and the pawn owner said he must have been like 95 years old. And he made the comment that he really didn't think the machine was played that much. And after going through this machine, I would have to agree. It's in wonderful shape. And I was a little concerned about buying a pinball machine like this because this is old school. There really isn't that much. There's some, you have your drops here. You have your bumpers. You've got some targets and that. And it's a really kind of a simple in design. And then plus you got the real tiny flippers. But after playing this a little bit, I really started to like it. It just has its character. And so I thought I'd kind of go through this machine and share some of the things that I've learned bringing this machine back to life. Okay, this is a little bit different too. Like the old technology for these machines, normally what you can do to open them up is you open up your this will take the lock bar off, right? And then you could just pull the whole playfield out. Not true with these. And when you release the lock bar, you also have to pull this bar, okay, as you see on the side. And this thing pulls hard. You have to pull this bar at the same time you're pulling the playfield up. So you have to fully engage this, pull up the playfield, and then you can let it go. Because this locks the whole playfield down. If you're looking right here, you can see how that whole situation locks down. But you have to pull that bar out while pulling the playfield up. So don't try to just release your lock bar and pull like you're normally used to, or else you're going to have problems. When we first got this machine, me and my nephew, who also is starting his collection in pinball, put it all together, and the first thing we looked at, there was actual rope connected to these relay resets, and they ran the rope through and they pulled the rope to reset these relay banks. And that's bad. And so what we decided to do, because we really couldn't, at first we tried to troubleshoot it, we couldn't really break it down to anything specific. What we decided to do is totally rip everything out. It's really not that hard to take the bottom playfield out and to take the top playfield out. And we even took the back head. And what we did is we went down each and every relay and all the switches, and we adjust all the switches for gaps. We checked them, made sure everything was making. We filed down some things, and we also did that with the playfield. We also did it with the back glass. All in all, it took us about an hour and a half, and that is not really that long because you could spend hours looking at schematics, and we were lucky enough to get schematics for this. So what I would say to you is that whenever you do get these machines, if there's lots of problems, go through and take the playfields, take the bottom out, and you can do that. This one has 3 screws that we unscrewed, and then you just disconnect the J plugs in the back, and if you look at it, it's not so bad. We also had to disconnect the tilt assembly. We had to screw that off and then put it in here. But don't be afraid to do that because, of course, make sure power's off. You can get zapped, and this stuff can kill you if you're not careful. Don't be afraid, though, to take it off because it'd be amazing how many problems you can fix without having a schematic by adjusting the gaps on these. But once again, power's off. And you look at everything, and when you take this apart, look very carefully. You may have a plug still connected. So my nephew and I, we took that out, went through all the switches, and lo and behold, it fixed quite a few problems for us. So don't be afraid to do that, and don't tie ropes to your switch resets. That's a bad thing. Now, what I wanted to do was kind of show you a switch, the S armature. There's a switch underneath this bank of relays that really hung me up when this machine when I first got the machine. It was doing weird things like totally resetting the machine when it was just going through rollover targets and that. And I want to show you how you work on these is to disconnect this wing nut right here, and there's another wing nut right here. Okay, so then you take that wing nut, you spin it around, and then you take this wing nut, and then you take the bank and you flip it like so. And that allows you access to that switch. Take a look at this. This rack here resets your targets up above when this locks in, okay? But what's also is present is your tilt, your start relay, and your game over relay. There's also the thousands relay, and then these are your rollover relays that are up above, which give you specials when you have your bumpers lit. This right here, and I'm going to try to get as close as I can on it, is an SOB. Relay is really deceptive, because what you think upon first looking at this is that this is your armature switch, is that this rack here, this arm resets this switch. It doesn't. The start switch, if you look way in the back there, it's actually touching the back plate of the start relay. If that thing is misaligned, you will not start this machine. And it's very deceptive, because I thought that this arm was the one that moved this switch, and the switch was sensing the arm, but it's not. Get this thing adjusted if you're having any problems. This thing was misadjusted, and I had weird problems all over the place, and thank God for my EM repair group on Facebook, and we found the problem together. But this switch here, it's under this bank of switches here. This needs to be aligned, and it's a bugger to align. It takes a little bit of patience. You can do it, but if you're having major problems with this machine that are weird, and what I say by weird is when this was going across switches, it was resetting the whole game. If that happens, adjust that switch. All your newer machines, basically, you start the ball up and it automatically kicks it out. But if you take a look here, you have this wonderful little handle here. And what this handle does is you push the handle in, and the ball is ejected out. And I'll show you how that works. If you look under here, you see this little lever arm. And what this lever arm does, this pushes the ball so that the plunger can throw it back on the playfield. It's kind of a simple little design, and I'll kind of show you how it happens. You start the game, and you notice that ball dropped into place. Then you kick the ball out, and it throws it into the lane to be set to the playfield. And I'll show you how that works. So as you hit the plunger, the ball kicks out. Alright? And then you, when you send the ball out on the playfield, it actually closes and it stops the other balls. It starts to build the balls back into place. As you're going to see right now, you see there's nothing in there. So now as I pull the ball to play, and it goes, you're going to see what's going to happen. Okay? When the first ball hits anything electronic in the field, it drops down an arm and hold. Now on the Ice Revue pinball machine, there's a few different things that are kind of interesting and allow you to win games. You knock down all the lanes, and what it does, it lights up bumpers. Now this one, I'm waiting for the bulb, that would light up that bumper. And then this one, that lights that up. When you light all these bumpers, ignore the burnt out one, that puts specials into play. So, and as you hit bumpers, it shifts from place to place to place. And if you go down a lane, there you go, you win a game. Another thing that is unique to this game is as you hit these targets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When all those are down, you light up these drop balls. Okay? So let's hit them all. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when that happens, this lights. Now all of a sudden switch to specials. If I hit that, I'm going to win a game. But every time you do it, it switches. Okay? Or you run over anything, that switches. So as you drop it, those will win you games. Also, as you light up the sides, as you light these targets here, they light these up for 50 points instead of 5 points. When you are on your very last, this is the 4th ball, okay? And we're just going to let it drop through. And we're going to let it drain, okay? When you are on what's called your last ball, this hat lights up and it flashes at you, and that indicates that you are going to be playing the last ball. That light is turned on by switches that are in the ball trough unit. If you look at switches here, there's switches in here. That 4th ball drops a switch. So you kick out the ball and let it go, and it's going to drain and all that stuff, and I'm just going to make it drain. Okay. And then once that drains, you'll see that the playfield is going to go end a game. Now these start to flash, and they are made to flash by flash bulbs, and I'll show you that in the behind the backlight. What I wanted to show you is that these are those flash bulbs I told you about. If you put a regular bulb in there, that bulb will burn up and blow out. All these places here need a flash bulb. So these places here are where the actual skating figures are shown in the front back glass. So let me show you. Like these skating figures here, there's a flasher for all of them, okay? All these 6 skaters. These big bulbs are, I think they're 4, 5 balls. You can get them at Amazon, but they need to be in the center of this unit. If you notice right here, there's not a bulb in this one at all. I'm waiting for those. I just ordered those. And then this bulb flashers when you're on your last ball. And this was kind of a neat feature. If you go over up to 1,000, it just lights up the 1. It doesn't have a score wheel in it. It has a light in it that gets activated by a relay switch. So that was kind of neat. I wanted to give an example of how this game plays. So I'm going to play a 5-ball game and just show you what it's all about. there you have it. This is the 1965 Gottlieb Ice Revue. Just keep in mind, I haven't ripped the Playfield down yet. I've done some minor cleanup, and I haven't replaced all the rubbers and things like that, and all the gaskets and stuff, and that's all coming here soon. And maybe I'll post a video about that. But this is an amazing, fun machine. It's making me want to get another machine like this one because it just has that uniqueness, and you can feel the time, that it is just playing the machine. So I encourage you to don't be afraid to get one of these old machines. They're pretty amazing, and they're a lot of fun when you start to play them.